Hello, and welcome to this introductory video for Phonemelab.com. Phonemelab is a language pronunciation practice app that is geared towards K-12 education. It is available for English, French, and Spanish at the moment. What is Phonemelab? Phonemelab was built originally to aid in my wife's English as a second language class here in France, but it has grown out to be a multi-purpose app to solve several problems that language teachers have in the classroom. First one is just straight up more speaking practice. It is impossible to get enough practice in class for lots of different reasons. And one big reason that I saw over the years in my teaching is anxiety. I'm also a language learner. I live here in France and trying to build on my French. And it is difficult to practice in front of other people. Particularly when you're a teenager or a young person. So this app allows a student to find a quiet, safe place and get speaking pronunciation practice repetition with some phoneme level feedback, which we'll talk about here in a second. Another bonus for this app is that, particularly for example, for the vocabulary practice, they will see a word and they will record themselves saying that word, and then they get phoneme level feedback on that, but also can play a native language person speaking that word and compare the difference in what they're hearing and get granular feedback right there on the spot. Again, phoneme level analysis, as well as the real bonus, because of the power of AI that is running in the background, the ability for a teacher to sit with a particular student and give them feedback and understand where their strengths and weaknesses are is one thing. To be able to do that across a class of 25 is another level of data management, memory, and monitoring. So this is a different level of reporting that I'll show you some of the feedback, some of the reports that you have available as part of the app. It is not a chatbot. There is no writing. It is all oral. It is all structured pronunciation practice. There are a number of different activity types, as you can see here. Reading passage practice, vocabulary conversation, as well as a daily bundle where the students are given a set of vocabulary, a reading passage, and a back and forth conversation that they can practice each day. It is built much like any other EdTech app with classes and students, etc. And when you want to go to create a new assignment, this is the practice text organizer. You can see there are several different ways to organize, several different ways to generate it, keywords, custom, build your own, etc. It is also leveled to the CEFR speaking levels here, so you can set it to the appropriate level for your learners. Then once it's assigned to the students, they would log in with their code that you would be generating on your end. Once the students get into their dashboard, they are going to click on New Assignments, find the new assignment, click on Practice over on the right-hand side. This works on any device. It's a web app, so you do not have to download the app, and it does work great on mobile. This is an example of one of the reading speaking passages where they get to the introductions and is purposely built to slow them down and force them to do each step. In this particular section, they get to hear the practice text in the native language. This is an example of English, US, British, or Australian accent, as well as you can speed it up or slow it down. Then they get an opportunity to record their voice reading it. And this is low level, no stakes, no analysis. And they can practice this as many times as they want to. They're going to play it. They are forced to listen to their recording. They have an opportunity to play it again until they're ready to go and click analyze. And when they do, they will have a short wait while the AI does the work in the background. And this is the example of the reports page. And when they click on your words, they get a word by word feedback on the words that were excellent, some that are good, and some that need work. Down here at the bottom, behind my head, says that's where they can click on their voice as well as a native speaker to compare that word. On your end, on the teacher dashboard, you can see this overall level report, quick highlights. And as you can see here, you can play the raw audio, which is not a very common feature set in pronunciation apps. So there is no black box here. There is no hidden analysis. There is simply phenome level scoring and analysis going on. And then you get to decide on if this is an assessment, you get to decide on what the scores would be for the students. Generally speaking, it's more formative than it is summative. And then, as I said, that a major bonus of this app is the class level reports that you can dig into. Here's an example of a word difficulty map. Again, this is a group of test data, but you can see in the model 102 different words have been practiced here. And so over time, you would be able to look back on the clusters of words that are most successful and those that require some additional work on your student's side. So that's where the app stands today, April 2026. There are some things that we are working on in development that should come out very soon. One of them would be just-in-time learning modules. So if a student gets to the end of a reading passage and the silent E or the sh sound is something that they're struggling with, that there would be a learning nugget, a short activity and or video or audio piece trying to give them feedback on that piece that they were struggling with. We are working on connecting it to Google Classroom, as well as some other things on the roadmap, including further languages beyond English, French, and Spanish. So you can get started for free, www.phonemelab.com. Click on Get Started for Free, I think the button says, as well as if you are in a school and you're looking for a pilot for the spring, actively working with schools to allow for a short pilot this spring, and that money would be carried over to save money for the academic year for 26-27. So looking forward to welcoming you in and getting your students more practice speaking. And thanks for watching and have a great day.